It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
Good morning, I'm Philip Simon. Happy Monday to you. It's a wet one, but we're glad to be here.
It is a wet one.
Yeah.
I didn't mean like it is wet, guys.
You
like,
got on your boots and
like
everything.
very wet, as Mark would say.
Dead
It is
wet.
wet.
Dead wet.
You know, Bay Street was rough coming down
Bay
in
Street
terms
is
of the
always rough.
flooding.
Even if it sprinkles, Bay Street gets rough.
Yeah, so you know you
Yeah.
want to be very cautious out there. I literally was one of those people that I hate to be because I drove so slowly to get here this morning.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
couldn't imagine that I would drive that slowly.
And power was off in some parts of the island as well.
Coming across
so
one of those lights,
yeah.
you know, the light wasn't working. You were coming
Yeah.
over a hill, and I'm like, what is this
yeah.
today?
Godfrey will tell us more about that. But listen, we're happy to be here this morning. We had a great weekend. I had a great weekend.
I
Actually, it was
did
kind of
too.
slow. Did the Legals win yesterday?
The Eagles did not win.
Okay.
You want to throw shade? And
No,
that's
no, I-
fine. No,
I
but
missed
y'all
the
remember
game.
to see because when I
I
helped them
missed the
play
game.
back to Rio,
No,
we
that's
made
my
it to the
team.
No, no, no,
That's
no,
my
no,
team.
no, no, no,
They're
no.
champions,
It's
right?
not.
They're my
It's
team.
not. It's
They're
not.
my team.
You know who else didn't win yesterday? The Cowboys.
That's all right,
Oh,
man. You Cowboys, they
poor
don't have it.
Cowboys.
But,
fans.
but listen, the Dodgers won. Godfrey came and his Dodgers hat and everything, man. He said, I told you, I told you. I said, anyway.
All right, so congratulations to Godfrey and the Dodgers winning. We're going to be talking to Godfrey in short order. Before we go any further, I want to wish a very special belated happy birthday to Stephanie Burrows out there in Grand Bahama. She celebrated her birthday yesterday. Such a wonderful woman, a gem of a woman, working so hard in the Grand Bahama community, entrepreneur, mentor for so many young women. And so we want to wish you a very special happy birthday, Stephanie. And that, of course, is coming in from Hillary Hyler, my little brother, who appreciates you so much and all that you've done with your beautiful daughter, Janae.
Oh,
So,
excellent. Well, I better do the same thing. Listen, a happy belated birthday to Charmaine Stewart.
Okay.
Yeah, she's his wife, and Shawnee, her sister. They both
Okay.
celebrated last week, had a little party over the weekend. Didn't make it to the party, but I went over and, said hello the following day and ran into the Stewart girls, in particular Kelly, and they were giving me a debrief on
the show.
on the show. I'm going to leave that right there, but I'm going to say good morning, girls. We'll continue that conversation later.
Listen, we've got so much to come in this exciting episode of Bahamas at Sunrise for you, so we're very happy you tuned in. We're going to be continuing that conversation on National Youth Month. John Doppel is supposed to join us and talk about that. In addition to that, we're also going to be finding out more about the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group. Of course, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Yeah,
and we've
still
been
got the
talking a
pink.
lot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're wearing your pink today.
got it.
Should have worn it on Friday,
I
but
forgot,
you
but
put
I
it.
said I would do it today,
You
and
did
here
it
I
today.
am.
You
I
did it
pinked right
today.
up.
So we've got that for you and more.
Yes, definitely. Atlantic Medical is back talking more about wellness tips. And we'll hear from a new political organization, the Kingdom Government Movement.
A new political organization.
Absolutely. All right. And of course, Andrea Major is also here to tell us what's happening at the Bahamas Historical Society. I believe they're also celebrating a big anniversary.
Yeah, so looking forward. I always have to say, Andrea, come and talk.
Yes.
Back to that new political organization. I'm looking forward to your interview on that, Phil.
I am as well.
Yeah.
I am as well.
Yeah. So we've got all that ahead for you and more. If you're interested in finding out who else is getting into the game of politics, then you definitely want to stay tuned to Bahamas at Sunrise. Before we get to any of that, we've got to find out what's happening with the weather so we can guide you accordingly. So here he is with our first look at weather, Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Star, and good morning, Bahamas. First, let me wish those officers, at Defense Force officers at the Office of the Prime Minister, a pretty good morning. There's some nice guys every day working the office. They're around and they're so happy. Good morning, guys. Defense Force officers at the Office of the Prime Minister. Now, it's dead wet this morning. We do have a cold front that's just coming stationary across the Berry Islands, North Andros, and Central Abaco. And guess what? Just that cell is across New Providence, and one's across Eleuthera and some heavy downpours this morning. That'll probably stop in another hour or so. And pretty good day weather-wise, but you still have a couple of showers around the northwest Bahamas, lovely or the northwest Bahamas. So today, I'm looking at a mix of sun and clouds with a few showers, even an isolated thunderstorm, high temperature 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a few passing showers, even a thunderstorm possible, your low temperature going down to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 81 and 78, in Jamaica 83 and 72, in Trinidad 85 and 73, and the Turks and Caicos Islands 88 and 76. Across North America, Atlanta 65 and 43, in Raleigh 60 and 39, in Miami 83 and 77, Dallas, Texas 58 and 48, and Toronto, Canada 48 and 37. For the weather look, we're going to keep some clouds around. That stalled frontal boundary will be across the northwest Bahamas into Wednesday, into Thursday, and that'll bring variable cloudiness with showers, even the possible thunderstorms. Temperature daytime now will be in the upper 80s, at nighttime in the mid-70s. That puts you up on your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. Of course, wellness is something that we love to talk about here on Bahamas at Sunrise. It encompasses many things, and it's an integral part of our well-being. This morning, we're going to be talking about eating fresh food and even utilizing food as medicine in our daily lives. Right. Very pleased to be joined again this morning by two distinguished gentlemen. Donovan Ingram, he's the wellness coordinator at Atlantic Medical, and Nival Miller, the assistant wellness coordinator. Ladies, we've got a treat for you this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Welcome
Thank
back.
you.
That's interesting when we start talking about treating food like medicine. And of course, it's always been a push to eat, fresh foods and vegetables. But tell us a little bit more about whether you think, number one, we do enough of it in terms of eating the fresh foods and why it's important.
Well, we're not knocking anything our doctors or physicians recommend when it comes to medicine, but we think preventative care is best captured when individuals are eating a lot more local fruits and vegetables, you know. Eating from the ground is something that I think God kind of created for us to have. And these foods provide a lot of antiseptics, antibiotics, antioxidants, these nutrients that are very, very helpful for sustaining the human body. And it's not done enough here in the Bahamas. You know, I think our resources are limited, and one of the major issues here. But a lot of persons are not self-sustainable enough. And we really want to encourage persons to become a little bit more self-efficient. And in that sense, you'd be a little bit more successful towards your end goal in terms of reducing chronic illnesses. And so the produce exchange, the produces that we need to be producing needs to be harvested in our own homes. And we need to encourage more persons to become a little bit more self-efficient in that regard.
So basically you're saying that the closer we can get to food that's taken directly from the ground, taking out those different levels of processing, the better we are from a health perspective.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think, in terms of, you talked about locally produced, I mean, we've got lots of native fruits and vegetables. Do they really assist when we're talking about chronic diseases?
Yes, definitely. If the Bahamas kid remember that farming is one of our top industries here, right? Exactly. And during that time, you also saw a reduction in non-communicable diseases. Now today, farming is a far-fetched industry. And obviously, you're seeing a rise in non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, cancer, and diabetes, right? So a lot of Bahamians today are faced with a lot of variables which cause a lot of budget constraints, right? So having your own farmers, your own backyard garden, you receive maximum satisfaction of your limited resources, right? So all that encompasses eating a healthy lifestyle, right?
I mean, Atlantic Medical is always at the forefront of these conversations when we're talking about health. I mean, I think you've even got a wellness tour that's just started or ongoing.
Yes, so we actually intend on doing a farmers market tour and workshop. This is the autumn season, and for farming and growing produce, this is the best time to capture that. You know, between September and May, we've been having a lot of conversation with farmers. But on the 3rd of November, which is a Saturday morning, starts promptly at 7:30 at our office spaces. We will shuttle individuals to various farmers markets in the island, and this is something that we want to kind of allow persons to understand where the farmers markets are and then what's available to them. At Field de Forks, we intend on doing a workshop with these individuals where they will be able to start their own backyard garden and then implement those gardens in their own spaces. At Fresh Market, our next stop, we intend on doing a grocery store visit to determine between organic versus conventional fruits and vegetables, understand how to read a label, also how to write a grocery shopping list, and then even get to try some treats at Fresh Market.
Wow.
And then our last stop will be at BAIC, where we intend on exposing individuals to all the local farmers in the country.
All right, then I can be hopping on the boat and going to Bamsey. Eh?
Yeah, please.
But Nibal, I mean, obviously this is a part of both of your lifestyles.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
what would be some of the things that, or some of these, you know, organic, I would imagine, fruits and vegetables that you would recommend that we should be having maybe on a daily basis?
All right, I can let Donovan speak to being a nutritionist.
Well, in truth, all fruits and vegetables are,
Okay.
are beneficial to human
right.
beings, you know, and I think what we are not doing enough is we're not harvesting ourselves, you know, even as simple as fresh herbs. We rely so much on those bottled herbs like oregano, basil, thyme. These things that we can grow in our own spaces. I just had a conversation with a farmer recently, and he said that besides the fact that a lot of the soil is losing its minerals that provides nutrients to the human body, a lot of persons are not even taking advantage of growing from the earth. And so we need to be able to.
A lot of people don't know how to.
Yeah, I mean, it's very simple. You know, just you drop the seed in the soil, you add water, and then something will grow. You know, but we need to be consuming from the ground up.
All right. So, well, listen, so anybody can register for this tour that's upcoming.
Right, so we
And
have...
no cost.
Right, there's no cost,
Okay.
right? So basically what we have is with our Atlantic Medical Insured members, we have introduced this farmers market tour with them, like Donovan shared. We'll be visiting field to fork. Field to Fox, we'll be getting a backyard tutorial, backyard garden tutorial. We'll also be visiting Fresh Market, where Melissa's going to assist members on how to select healthier fruits and vegetables, differentiating what is conventional from what is organic, and also visiting Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation on Gladstone Roads to see what's there at the farmers market.
Do you get a goodie bag when you?
Yeah,
Yes, we definitely will.
lots of giveaways. We have lots of prizes. It is free of charge to the public, well, for Atlantic Medical Insured members.
Right, okay.
And if you're interested, please give us a call at our office space. You can even reach out to our marketing coordinator, Ms. Lisa Bellard, or ourselves at the office.
All right. Good seeds here on Bahamas at Sunrise this morning. We've been with Donovan Ingram. He's the wellness coordinator at Atlantic Medical Insurance, and Nibal Miller, the assistant wellness coordinator. Gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us on
Thank you
Bahamas
for
at
having
Sunrise.
us, man.
All right.
As always.
We'll be right back.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence, every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 321st or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening,
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
My name is Divine McPhee, and I am the executive chef / co-owner of Wild Time. So what's unique about Wild Time Restaurant is that it's an old traditional Bahamian home. It's about 175 years old. We have a fresh, young team we're just trying to change the way people view dining in the Bahamas and trying to highlight Bahamian food as best as we can. Also drinks and supporting local farmers and fishermen. So we chose to partner with Alive and the List Rewards program because restaurants are catalysts for people having a good time, whether it be for birthday, anniversary, hanging out with friends, or just an intimate dinner. With the List program, we'll keep it fresh, innovative, always interesting, whether it be one of our signature drinks or a discounted food item.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Well, we've got a very important conversation that's about to happen, one designed to help you to ensure that you are leaving something behind for your loved ones that allows the grieving process to happen as efficiently as possible. I'm talking about the Leaving Information for Everyone, or Life Plan, created by our next guest to help you easily organize all your important information for your loved ones in the event of your death. Now, I know we as Bahamians don't like to talk about death, and that's why it's called the life plan, because it's about making sure that you lay out those things in advance that are necessary for life to carry on after you. And so we're really excited to have this conversation with the creator and founder of the life plan, Mr. Christopher Roberts, and he's actually brought Miss Melbourne Simonette with him. Miss Simonette had the opportunity, unfortunate though it was, to use this plan in her sister's death, and she talked to us about how important that was. And so we're going to learn more from them this morning. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing with us something that's important. We all are going to die at some point, but many of us like to avoid it. And because we've got this culture of avoiding things, when death does happen, we find often that people are so consumed by all of the details, that the grieving process, the family sharing process, that loving process that should happen in death doesn't always happen because people are concerned about who's going to pay for the funeral, where the money is, like those sorts of questions that are important, but that kind of hinder the process. You as a minister have seen so much in terms of death and family. Was that what led to the creation of the life plan?
Yes, just again, as you said, as a minister, preparing for funerals and burial, you find that families have to almost step away from their grieving to now pull things together to plan a fitting memorial, a fitting tribute to the person who would have died. And then you come to find out, wow, there's a lot of stuff we don't know. And because we don't like to think about death, we don't like to plan towards that event. And so having seen that, the idea came and I started developing it. This is actually the third edition because kind of every time you print, you're talking with people and you come up with other questions that need to be added. And so we think we're almost there with it now. But it is intended, as you said, not necessarily for the dying, but for those who are left behind. You're leaving information so that in the event of your death, which is going to happen. And the reality is, we don't know where that's going to be. You could be 4, you could be 14, you can be 40. Death can be tomorrow. Does the person who is left behind know? What do you want? What do you like? What do you prefer? Would you like an open casket or would you like a closed casket? What are your favorite hymns? What's your favorite scripture? And we know in the Bahamas it only takes a death to bring division in a family because everybody thinks they know something that the other doesn't know. And so that's where the plan came about.
Okay, and so you kind of gave us an indication there, some of the questions that might actually be in the plan, things like favorite hymn, favorite scripture. What else are the other components of it? Is it based solely for someone to perhaps organize your memorial service and write your obituary, or are there things relevant to other aspects of life that might be included in the life plan?
A few years ago, I sat with my uncle who was dying, and we completed this plan. A few weeks after that, he was hospitalized. He had, when we got there one day, he had already coded. They had brought him back. The doctors came into the family and asked us, if he codes again, what would you want us to do? And then it clicked to me, wow, that wasn't in the plan. We don't even know what he would have wanted. And so now that's in the plan. Those kind of questions, if you ended up on life support, would you want to remain on life support or would you want your family to just let you go? Families shouldn't have to have those kind of questions, not knowing what your wishes would be. And so we have all of that kind of, this particular edition even has in it a will. For those who does not have a will, you can have your will done and you just leave it in trust with somebody that you trust. But you gotta be somebody you trust because this is asking you to put in your PIN number and for your bank account and all those kind of stuff. If you don't particularly care to trust anyone with that kind of information right now, you can give it to your lawyer. But it's not just about the funeral, but it's about stuff that even if you were hospitalized or whatever, that you can, you can leave the information.
Excellent. Now, Ms. Simonette, you had the opportunity to use this plan, and it's always unfortunate in death. But I have planned several funerals, unfortunately, already myself, understand that it can be a challenge and it takes away from the grieving process when so many other things are happening. How did you find your experience working with the plan?
Well, when I was first introduced to this plan by Mr. Roberts, it was several years ago when he did his first edition. And he shared it with my family and I. And at the time, of course, I felt as if I had no need for it. But I had a sister who was just, I think, recently diagnosed with breast cancer. And she seized upon that opportunity to use this plan to document her entire life. She documented her high school history. She documented all of the activities she was involved in school, things that we would never have known. And she also documented the relevant information, insurances. She documented bank codes. And because of that information, she documented when she died, even though she wanted to live and she fought cancer bravely and for as long as she could, she eventually passed just last year, 2017. Now, when she had given me this plan that she had filled out, I just filed it away. I never looked at it. But upon her passing, I had the opportunity to take it out and look at it again. And the information was, it was invaluable. It was amazing because we were grieving so much. It didn't give us the opportunity to have to go and search for information. Everything was right here. So you have to find someone that you can trust, who you can give this information to, because she trusted me. And as the executor of her estate, we were able, my family and I, to plan a funeral, to make her funeral arrangements based on what she wanted. She told us what her favorite colors were, what she wanted us to wear. She told us who she wanted to do as I knew her. She told us what her favorite songs was, her favorite scripture. And I know that she was happy because we fulfilled every wish that she had.
That gives you a certain level of joy and peace about the passing, because you know that this person would have been proud of the work we've done. But we do have to go. But how do we find out where to get the plan? Because I'm sure that there are people watching us now. They want the life plan to begin to write out these things about their lives. How do they find the information?
Well, they can call me at 565-9419, or if you don't remember that number, just look in the phone book for Pilgrim Baptist Temple. You can call, they know how to find me. And we'll make a delivery. The plan is only $7.
Excellent.
And so we'll deliver if you can't get to us. We'll deliver it for you. But we encourage Bahamians to do it, you know. Just don't procrastinate. Like I said, you don't know where death is. Just go ahead and do it.
All right. Well, we want to thank you both so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Certainly something that we don't often talk about, but something that is going to happen, something that is critical. And I'm happy that there's a way forward for us all. Thank you again.
My pleasure.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
New Providence Life Insurance Company wants to be your lifetime insurance partner. Through good times and bad, we are here to light the way. We offer educational savings plans, family plans for medical, dental, and vision, income protection to pay bills if you can't work, and a full set of plans designed for senior adults. New Providence Life, your beacon of security through every season.
You be stretched. The true lesson is know thyself. And until you know yourself, you're going to be battling with a lot of stuff. Until I knew I was a caricature artist, my company couldn't start. Until I knew I loved to give rather than to receive, I could not be a mentor.
I am Renbert Monomore, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We've got a question for you. Is it time to replace the Westminster system of government? Certainly a change in political thinking philosophy. Our next guests have formed a new political party called the Kingdom Government Movement. We're joined by Dr. Kevin King, whom some of you already know. He has been a pioneer in alternative medicine for many years, last 30 years, right, Dr. King?
Yes, I have.
And he is the leader of the KGM, and Samuel Johnson, the chairman of the Kingdom Government Movement. I'm already going to let you know we will not have enough time to explore this topic, but Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, Philip Simon. It's a pleasure to be here. Good morning, Bahamas.
Morning, Bahamas.
So the Kingdom Government Movement, I tell you, boy, so much power, so much to be said by the name alone. Just describe to us a little bit about your thinking about this new initiative and what it means.
The Kingdom Government Movement, whose mandate it is to replace the present Westminster system of government.
Okay.
Okay. We believe in the preamble of the Constitution that we should be governed under the supremacy of God, that we are a very unique and peculiar people. It is a known fact today that this system of government has failed. So at this particular time, we are on an educational tour to enlighten the citizenry of what the Westminster system is. Before you want to change it, they need to understand the Westminster system, which is a culture. When you think of Westminster, all we think of is government, but Westminster is a culture of life. And the Bahamas has been governed by Westminster for quite some time. And I've been studying the Westminster system for the past 2 years and understanding the Westminster system from where it originated, which is in Rome. So when persons think that the Westminster system actually started in England, it did not start in England.
Right.
It started in Rome, where Rome infiltrated communities, and the first thing they did was they sent a governor. Okay? When you go to conquer a place and you capture those individuals and you take them out of their country, you enslave them and you destroy their whole community. But when you're infiltrating and you're colonizing, or you just bring your system into it and change the whole system. And that is what has happened to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and also the entire Caribbean, English-speaking Caribbean. We have been infiltrated, not by war, not by bloodshed, but by a mindset. That
So then the goal then, I mean, you talk about mindset, and when you talk about kingdom planning and kingdom living, what would be you would think, obviously you've got to understand where we are now, but where is it that you would like to see us go in terms of this kingdom governing movement?
The wealth will be common to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, to all citizens. We will govern the Bahamas from the bottom up, from the inside out. What I would like for the citizenry to become aware of is that our Constitution was not written by our politicians, only the preamble. Our Constitution was given to us by the royal office. So every English-speaking Caribbean country has the same Constitution, just that the names of the country are different. So the Constitution today does not relate to the average Bahamian. It is antiquated, it is outdated, and the Kingdom Government Movement will be a government of constitutional reformation. Okay? Because along with the Constitution came something that's called the Independence Pact. You see, now Sir Lyndon had an opportunity to not accept the system, this monarchy, but he declined to do so. And once he declined to do that, then a lot of other things came into
Dr. King,
play.
I could see so many people lining up right now with so many questions relative to all the things that you're talking about. But Mr. Johnson, just to kind of get you in on this conversation before we have to wrap this up, you know, it's going to be an uphill type of talk, an uphill type of conversation. You know, what are the next steps related? I mean, you're chairman of the party. What are some of the next things that you are slated to do over the next year? You launched just a couple of weeks ago. What's next? I believe you have something upcoming in Grand Bahama.
Next, we move into Grand Bahama.
Okay.
This coming Thursday, we're going to be there Thursday and Friday, where we'll have a town hall type meeting where we'll introduce ourselves to the electorate there, and in keeping with our present cause, we are in an educational exercise. Yes, kingdom government is new. It's really a government with a kingdom mindset in keeping with the preambles of our Constitution, as our leader forementioned, that we are going to be a people who have the fear of Yah, who recognize the Father, all right, as supreme, as outlined, the governance we're going to have is just going to be more of a righteous form of government. And
I tell you, that is so
more
interesting. That's fascinating because, you know, the thinking has always been that there should be the separation of church and politics. But listen, you know,
that's when we speak of separation of church and state. From the beginning, the Father had always ruled by righteous men. All of the kings, until we see these departures. And now we have a form of governance that is not in alignment with what true governance ought to be. We are going to usher in that culture, that mindset, that system where what governance ought to be.
I'll tell you what, we're going to have to wrap this up, but is there a website, is there Facebook, is there somewhere where persons who are interested in this can contact you or get more information?
Yes, the website will be launched this week, www.kingdomgovernmentmovement.org, and Facebook, Kingdom Government Movement as well.
I'll tell you what, Dr. King,
pleasure
to see you again.
Pleasure.
Mr. Johnson,
My
I see
pleasure.
you were just getting started, but we're going to have to continue this another time. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We've been the Kingdom Government Movement. We'll be right back.
I'm Jennifer Baisden, Group Sales and Marketing Manager for Bahamas Air, and it's my pleasure to invite you to experience Houston. From out-of-the-world excitement at Space Center's Houston, the gateway to NASA's Mission Control, to the over 10,000 restaurants representing cuisine from more than 70 countries. Houston has it all. Come, experience Houston with direct service on Bahamas Air. For more information on flight and packages, visit bahamasair.com.
Do you want to know more about the scriptures, the early Christian church, its teachings, suffering, other religions, the authenticity of the Bible? The Anglican Theological Institute is for you. Enroll in a 3-year certificate program. Classes are conducted from NASA and Freeport on Saturday mornings. Don't miss a class. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with high-speed internet. Contact us at 603-2481. Visit our Facebook page. Pick up an application form at any Anglican church or at Addington House on Sands Road. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you.
Hi, I'm Davriel and welcome to Rev Tips, where we answer your most important Rev service questions. Today's question is, how do I set up a Rev My Account? It's super easy. To create a Rev My Account, simply visit www.cablebahamas.com and click the My Account icon. Next, select the Create Account option. Please have a copy of your latest statement on hand. Enter the information as it appears on the statement to the respective areas on the form. When you've finished, click Create Account to continue with the process. Once you've registered your account, you can use your username and password to check your account balance, view past statements, and pay your bill online. And that's your Rev Tip for this week. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us next time.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point of the show on this marvelous but wet Monday.
A very, 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 very interesting show. Kingdom Government Movement. I am still a little fascinated with that. You know, we need another couple of hours, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, that's an extended show topic. I think so. There are two ways that I see this. One is that I'm happy to see the interest that we as Bahamians have in the running of our affairs.
I mean, that obviously speaks that there's a gap.
Yeah.
There's a problem. There's either a misunderstanding or there's an inadequacy
In our current system.
Right.
And it causes people to want to be a part of the change. And
Right.
so I'm appreciative of that. I think that's all I'm going to say.
Well, listen, we had a wonderful conversation as well with Atlantic Medical and going back to the earth, going back to the farm, man. You know, it sounds so simple, but everything Godfrey these days is just packaged and processed, and then we have these high rates of sickness and cancer and
No, I mean, if you can't see, I think a lot for a lot of us, the time has gotten away from us, right? And so just the time that it takes to have a backyard farm, to dedicate yourself to it, a lot of us don't do it. But I think it could also be actually quite an opportunity for us to kind of meditate and to have a good space if we commit to it. So I'm excited for that. And then the life plan was on. That's actually a really good document. They left you one to fill out as well, Phil.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, inside it has some pertinent information just that people should know in the event of your passing. So I think it's a really good...
I tell you, it certainly makes life simpler for those of us who remain.
Yeah, it really does. So we still got more to come in the second half as well. We're going to be talking with the Blind Alliance, actually. Looking forward to that conversation.
And the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group is here, of course. This month is still Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so it's always good to have that continued conversation.
Yeah, and then the Bahamas Historical Society is here as well, so we're going to be talking with them. I always love to have a conversation with her. It's so fascinating, all the things that they know about our country. So we've got all that ahead for you and more, but first we're going to take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Star. Good morning, Bahamas. Yes, second look at weather sunrise. The tropics remain quiet, and the tropical storm formation expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, we have a weak cool front across the northwest Bahamas in the vicinity of North Andros, the Berry Islands, and in North Eleuthera. And that's triggering off pockets of showers and thunderstorms. Most activity just happened across New Providence this morning with a heavy cell across us this morning and caused some flooding in low-lying areas. For the most part, we look at a mix of sun and cloud. Increasing cloudiness probably during the day into the nighttime or through the middle of the week. In your marine forecast, winds blowing northeast to east at 15-20 knots, seas 47 feet. Those winds will start decreasing by late afternoon, 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet in northwest Bahamas. Easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Then tomorrow, those winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over northwest Bahamas, 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands. And then on Wednesday, those winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas, northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a low tide at 4 minutes past midday. Next high tide is 6:05 this evening. Low again at 19 minutes past midnight. Sunset is 6:35 this evening. Rises one at 7:12. UV index 8. Your water temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Any moon phase now moving towards the full moon. External look, we're going to keep the cloudiness through Wednesday with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s, at nighttime in the mid 70s. That puts you up in your fun look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. October is also Blindness Awareness Month and held this year under the theme, Make Provisions to Preserve Your Vision. We're talking today about Mr. Desmond Brown, who's the president of the Bahamas Alliance for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Good morning, Mr. Brown, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you, and good morning, Bahamas.
A pleasure to have you with us today. This year, Bob, we focused on eyesight care and preventing blindness, and I thought that was interesting. Talk to me about that idea that blindness can be prevented.
Yes. The WHO tells us that between 75 to 80% of all persons who develop sight problem did not have to, or it could have been cured.
Wow.
And so that tells us that there are many, many persons in our country who are blind today that did not have to go blind. And the reason for that is lack of taking care of our eyes. We fail to take care to prevent us going blind by doing annual checkup, doing sight screening, manage our existing medical condition that can lead to blindness, and to use protective gears that can prevent us from having sight problems. So there are a number of things that we can do to prevent ourselves from going blind.
Okay. I mean, this is so interesting because nobody ever thinks of it like that. But you're right. We do know that certain communicable diseases can lead to blindness later on if we don't treat them very well. And we do know that, you know, we take it for granted, our site sometimes, I think, and we don't do the proper testing and doing it regularly. So I'm very glad this was your theme this year, and it brought awareness to those of us that still have the opportunity to have our site to focus on that. In addition to this conversation that you guys have been having, you also took to Rawson Square recently and did a demonstration called White Cane Day. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, we can talk. October 15th each year is dedicated as International White Cane Day.
Okay.
And we know that the white cane is a symbol of blindness. It is also a tool for navigation that help us to navigate our way around and it also show a sign of independence to us. So when we have our white cane and we are properly trained to use that, we can go about our business if we are not impeded by members of the public.
Okay. I like that you phrased that, though. You said if we're not impeded by members of the public. So explain to me what that means.
Right. There are many persons who see a person with a blind cane, with a cane, a white cane, and they feel that that person may be faking or something. So they go, they sometimes pull the cane away from them. They sometimes kick the cane. Some drivers even roll over the cane.
Wow.
Okay. And therefore leave persons who need their white cane without a white cane sometimes. And without a white cane traveling, we can get into serious problem.
Wow. I'm so sorry that you guys have to deal with that sort of abuse, because that's what it is.
It is.
From the public. And so we're hoping that people watching the show this morning would realize the importance that we play in making sure that the world is safe for you as well, and that we just give you the support that you need to go about your business.
We just need to go about our business, and we should be allowed to go about our business.
Now, this past weekend, you guys also had the opportunity to do some hiking and fishing.
Yes, on Saturday, Saturday, a number of our members, blind and visually impaired persons, went on a hike. And that was a wonderful experience for those led by the Power Rangers. And that was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. We have a few of our students from the Aaron H. Gilmore School for the Blind who was a part of that, and other members who joined us, and it was a wonderful experience and something that we need to continue, because exercise is also key in preventing blindness, you know.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we need to exercise to take care of our bodies.
Okay. All right, so that's excellent. And I'm happy that you're here letting us know that even if you're blind, you still have the opportunity to engage in certain physical activities and recreational activities that can also enhance your life experience.
Right.
Before you go, I wanted to find out if you could let us know, how can we be better to you? What are the things that we can do to integrate the blind more actively into our society and to be more aware of your needs? Certainly we could start knocking down the canes. That's one thing. But what else can we do?
First of all, we need to open our minds to the fact that persons who are blind and visually impaired are human beings.
Right.
We have talent just like anyone else have. We have abilities, we have dreams, we have aspiration. So if we just open our minds to that, and first see the person instead of the blindness, that would go a far way in removing all the blockage that stand in a way of persons with disability. If we just open our mind, the education and training will come, the funding for different programs will come along, and everything will fall in place if we just open our minds to the fact that we have ability, we can do things just as good as anyone else can. We just need to be given the opportunity.
Well, Mr. Brown, I think that's a fantastic note to end on, and one that is very powerful and one that is very heartfelt. And I hope one that people who are watching and observing will take an attitude of and say, you know what, just because they're blind doesn't make them any less human.
No.
And they're certainly capable, and just as capable as any of the rest of us. So we thank you so much for joining us this morning, Mr. Brown.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much, Star, and she is back. President of the Bahamas Historical Society, Mrs. Andrea Major, welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. It's been a busy year for you.
Extremely busy. It's a pleasure to be here. As I mentioned earlier, we're celebrating our 59th anniversary Looking forward to the 60th, and it's getting very busy with the planning for that.
Well, you certainly wrapped it up. I mean, even over the weekend, I believe you guys were at the Mullet Marathon.
Absolutely. 2 days, we got a lot of public exposure, and of course a lot of requests for tours for school children, and that's what we love.
Yeah. Why is this so important? You know, for somebody who may not have heard about the Bahamas Historical Society or even heard you speak before, but again, why is this such an important endeavor for the Bahamas?
I'll tell you why it's important to me. When I was growing up, we did not have Bahamian history. And the first time I really took Bahamian history was when I did Bahama Host. Fell in love with Bahamian history and did it. And then, of course, from that time, I've been perpetuating Bahamian history, joined the Bahamas Historical Society about 12 years ago. And I see the importance of preserving and passing on the history because so many of our young people don't know it.
I have no clue.
No, and when they come in there and we show them the different eras through the museum, because we're set up chronologically, they're amazed.
And history didn't begin in 73 or 67,
Absolutely
right?
not.
I mean,
our history really begins in 600 AD.
Okay.
So we don't start with Columbus, we start with Lucayans, who were the first recorded people to the Bahamas.
Well, I'm glad you're saying that. I mean, this Thursday you have another, I guess it's a lecture series called Preserving and Perpetuating the History of the First Landfall to the New World.
Yes.
Whereas we don't celebrate it as a holiday anymore, but certainly it's still a notable point in time.
Well, we want it to continue to be very notable because some people are trying to wipe it away. And there are many countries that are trying to do that too, especially around the Caribbean and some parts of the Americas. But we can't change history. We were the first landfall to the New World. And of course, Christopher Columbus is the noted one. He came on October the 12th. We should be touting that to the world. We should be touting it because many places you go, they're saying they're the first landfall. They're not. We are. Now, whether it was San Salvador or Cat Island, that's our fight. But it was in the Bahamas, and we need to continue to push that.
So who's going to be speaking this coming Thursday?
It's going to be a panel discussion. We're going to have Godfrey Eneas, Vera Chase, and myself. And as a matter of fact, we were on earlier in the month on our anniversary, we were on another radio station talking about the same topic. And then we went back on Columbus Day and talked about it again. And they say, we can't let this die. So since our scheduled lecture was coming up, we were like, okay, let's push it again. And so we want the public to come. They're invited. Of course, once we finish with our presentations, of course, we'll have a discussion. And we're looking forward to that. But I'm saying to the Bahamas, do not let that die. That is a world-changing event. It had, and it happened here.
In the Bahamas.
It happened in the Bahamas, yes.
So this Thursday, obviously, it starts at
6:15 at the Bahamas Historical Society, and we are truly happy that the CIBC First Caribbean Bank, they allow us to park, so you can park in their lot and come around.
Is the Bahamas Historical Society an organization that has membership, or you can register? I mean,
please become members.
Okay.
Yes, we do have membership, and of course the activities and the responsibilities are multifaceted because we have a society, and of course we have the membership. We have articles of association, memorandum of association. We have to be compliant with the law. And then we have the museum, which is run day to day. And then of course we have the public outreaches, community service that we do. We're non-governmental and we are non-profit. And of course we're always looking for volunteers.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're looking for volunteers, and even though you're non-profit, you still obviously need resources to operate. Coming up on your 60th anniversary, I imagine big plans are going to be happening. But again, again, like you said, it's an important organization for people who want to support it and learn more about it. They can probably just stop there on Shirley Street or contact
Shirley Street, and the corner of Shirley Street and Elizabeth Avenue, right on the corner. You can't miss it. If you're going up to Fort Fincastle, just look on the opposite side. You'll see us on the corner. But there's so many other things in the museum that you don't touch on because you don't think about it. And also we have the information on civil rights and going right up to majority rule and beyond. We have, of
as
course,
it relates to what would have occurred in the Bahamas.
In the Bahamas, of course, of course. This is the Bahamas Historical Society.
Exactly.
And so as history touches on the Bahamas, we have it displayed. But there's so many different aspects.
I was about to say, so much more than just information for students for exams.
Exactly.
Or tourists who would wander in, obviously. And again, when you were here last time, you encouraged persons who had what they might have thought is something of historical significance. You can actually register it or put it into the care of the Bahamas Historical Society.
But people from around the world contact us with regard to if they want to find out information about Bahamian history. That's how we know we're recognized. Most of our clientele are people from the international community. And of course, they come in, then some people stay as long as 2 hours, just reading. And of course, many people get our journals. This is the 40th year of our journal. So that's going to be coming out later this year. And we're very proud of that, because 40 consecutive years is really a great feat.
Right?
Yes.
Mrs. Major, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us
you.
again
It's
on
a
Bahamas
pleasure.
Sunrise, 6:15 this Thursday.
This Thursday,
on Shirley Street, the
6:15
Bahamas
p.m.
Historical Society.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
So who really own the Nassau Container Port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
World-class success through bold leadership. Hubert Edwards Global presents the second annual Success Summit 2018. Dynamic local and international speakers. Life-changing presentations designed to fuel your success at Super Clubs Breezes on December 1st, 2018. Your investment is only $100, including lunch. Our speakers, Dr. David Burrows, Simone Edwards, Peter Hall, Shivago Lang, Duquesa Dean, Mario Moxie, Kendall Major, Carlos Palacios, Cheryl Bazard, Gowon Bowe, Carlos Mackey, Simone Bowe, Valentino Monroe, Wellington Hepburn, and Rodney Bain. Also, Hubert Edwards, as he shares his personal success journey. Fitness expert Nathan Sweeting from Elite Wellness and Donovan Roll of J Fitness, hosted by Chavez Brown. For more information, visit our website at nlsolutionsbahamas.com. Tickets are available at all Cash and Go locations and online at tickets.cashandgobahamas.com.
New Providence Life Insurance Company wants to be your lifetime insurance partner. Through good times and bad, we are here to light the way. We offer educational savings plans, family plans for medical, dental, and vision, income protection to pay bills if you can't work, and a full set of plans designed for senior adults. New Providence Life, your beacon of security through every season.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your Rev Go Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and a very special group, the Sister Sister Breast Cancer Support Group, is the fore of awareness and education about the disease and helping support those in need. Joining us this morning to talk about the work that they do and an event that is coming up that you can play a part in that helps them to do that work. We're very happy to welcome Ms. Andrea Sweeting. She's the president of Sister Sister, and she's brought with her Ms. Helen Rowell, who's the secretary. Good morning, ladies. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Listen, a pleasure to have you guys with us. We were talking off air about the work that you do, and it's just so important.
Yeah.
And I really want to bring that to those people who are watching now and might be able to support your efforts. So, Andrea, I'm going to start with you just to find out, for those that may not know, what exactly is the Sister Sister support group, and what is it, the service that you provide?
Well, we started in September of 2000 by two compassionate surgeons, Dr. Loxley Monroe and Dr. Charles Degas, and our nurse, Charlene McPhee. In September, that time we started with actually 15 women.
Okay.
And so today we're more than 200 women within this group.
Wow.
And so we're thankful for that. But the support is truly crucial because we have so many questions. Doctors would cut away the masses, the lumps, or what we want to call them. And they had no way of actually helping us deal with this. And so Nurse Mackey decided that Andrea can call Helen and Helen can call Sandra. And you all get together and try to talk it out.
Okay.
And that is the way we started. But we're thankful to them for allowing us to take their dream to another level because of the mere fact that we realized that it is truly crucial that women know what to expect once they've been diagnosed.
Mhm.
It is a devastating disease,
Mhm.
and when we look at it more and more, we realize that we truly need to be out there to help them.
Okay.
We really need to be there.
Now, one of the things that your group has taken on since 2000 has been purchasing a device that is necessary for persons needing chemotherapy. And it's not been limited just to persons with breast
No,
cancer.
no,
You've
no.
helped men, you've helped children.
Right.
And so talk to me about that portion of the work that Sister does.
Okay, we give the porta-cats, and the porta-cat is the instrument that is surgically implanted in the chest box, so that you can have your chemo treatment.
Okay.
These porta-cats run between $500, or you may find them elsewhere, upward to $700, $800. For each treatment, a woman would, or a person would need 3 needles.
Okay.
The first one is to flush, make sure it's clear so the treatment can go through. The second needle is to administer the treatment, and the third one is to flush again to make sure it goes straight through the body and everything else.
Okay.
And so we give that as long as they have a prescription from their medical doctor. Sister will gift that person. So that helps them on their first journey toward being well.
Okay. Now, that is expensive, right? You're talking to me about having 200 people in the group alone, so we know that 200 women have dealt with breast cancer.
Well,
we can imagine how much more have dealt with chemotherapy. So I can imagine how much that bill is just to provide this port.
It is.
Okay.
And we are grateful to Ports International that they bring them in for us and they assist us. Sometimes the funds are not there, but they still allow us, and then when we get the funds, we are able to pay them.
So we need to get that bill down, because I'm sure y'all got an outstanding balance of Ports International.
Oh, yes, we do. So always. far for the year to date, we've already gifted 149 ports.
Wow.
And last year we gifted 188.
Wow.
Up to last December.
Okay.
So it is truly needed.
Okay.
And the cooperation of the community, you know, those that can afford it, we really and truly appreciate what you do. And our corporate sponsors.
Okay.
But you know, our number one fundraiser is our prayer breakfast, which is also co-sponsored by BAF Financial.
Okay.
And that has been in existence for the past 14 years.
Okay.
But it's really truly not enough to suffice.
Right.
Because we try to keep the tickets at a reasonable cost so that we can have the survivors there. It was started in September of 2004 by one of our ladies, Brenda Russell. I know you might remember her. And it was her way to say, let's give thanks to God in an open way where everybody can come in and be a part of it.
Right.
And so that is why the prayer breakfast is there.
Right.
So we try to make sure that the persons who actually need that is the ones who are there.
So this time we have the opportunity to join you as a community, and I want you to hold up that ticket for us. We can purchase tickets to join you at your dinner and dance happening at the Balmoral. When does it take place?
This coming Saturday.
Okay.
That's the 27th at Balmoral, and we begin doors open at 8 p.m. And we are inviting the whole public to please come out. It's going to be an evening of fun,
all right,
surprises and prizes.
Okay.
You will not regret spending that evening with us.
And the tickets are $125?
Tickets are for a small donation of $125.
Okay.
And they can be purchased at the Centerville Medical Center on the corner of Gibbs Corner and Centerville, right there, upstairs. In the surgical suite.
Okay, and then you guys are auctioning off some things as well, right? It's an auction happening that night, so people can put in their bids.
Yes.
But people have already been bidding on my car.
Yes. It's a 2019 Rush, a Toyota Rush.
Okay.
These are new to the Bahamas, and the bid so far is $29,500, I think.
Okay.
And so the bid is still open. You can still check us out right there at Centerville Medical Center to place your bid. And so you have upward to Saturday night
to do that.
We are expecting the car to be on show at the dinner dance.
Okay.
And so, but if you are interested, you can go up to Toyota and look at it.
All right.
It's a 7-seater.
Okay.
It seats 7 persons, and so.
So it's the car for you to bid on, and of course to help these fabulous women who've been helping so much. So
and we want to say thank you to our angels,
a group of ladies who came together to assist us, and this is all their idea and they're doing, and we cannot say how grateful we are to them. Erica and Sandra Lee, and we have it's a number of them, Jana Gonzalez and a group of them. They came together
to do that
and
for
so
you.
we are more than grateful to them.
All right, well, we're grateful for you for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's show. For those of you in Nassau, it is wet, so we do encourage you to drive with caution. Please be very careful on the roads today, and we hope that we'll see you here on Friday.
Yeah, and before we go, I want to send condolences once again to the family of Jane Roach. She was very instrumental in the junior achievement program where I would have met her. Just so selfless in terms of her time, even through all of the illness.
Yeah.
So we want to, to family and friends. God's grace. Yeah.
God's grace.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be praying for the Junior Achievement family and for all of you dealing with the loss of loved ones. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. We wish you a wonderful week. We'll be back on Friday. Bye.